Welcome again to Let's Talk Forensics with Pastor Dan. We're doing the last new concept, and this will finish out the year. We did medical examiner and looked at forensic anthropologist last time. Now we're going to look at the other careers that also exist in forensics to help us understand different options that are available. Now, what I'm going to do is the same process. I'm going to give a specific profession, define it, explain what they do, and then explain the requirements to get into the field, and then what they do as far as the process. So let's look at the first one. The first one is called a forensic psychologist. A forensic psychologist, an individual who uses a study of the mind to help solve crimes. Okay. Requirements. You have to have a minimum of a master's degree here in psychology or psychiatry and experience in the field with a specific coursework in criminal or deviant behavior. So those are the three things a forensic psychologist would need. Now, what would you do if you became one? First of all, profiling, the TV show Criminal Minds. So that's where we talk about someone who tries to put together how old they are, what kind of background they have, why they might do this, their ethnicity, things along those lines. A good criminalist in the area of psychology can put those together and help match up what we're looking for. Second, negotiations. So if there is a hostage situation, a person with a degree in psychology can be brought in to help negotiate. And then lastly, determination of fitness. So if a suspect is brought in and see whether or not they are sane enough to stand trial, a criminal psychologist would do that process. All right, second field. Second field we'll look at is a forensic engineer. Definition here, an individual uses mathematics and scientific models to determine the fitness of structures. All right, so what are we doing the requirements here? You have to have a degree in mechanical civil engineering, some coursework in criminalistics, and then internship or supervised field work. Now, a lot of times you'll see this as part of it. They have somebody who has better, more strong background who will supervise you for a period of time to make sure that you know what you're doing. I personally have a connection here. My son was involved in an accident. Called me up on the phone and he said, "Dad, I just hit somebody in the back." And I thought, oh no, this is not going to be good. All the way out, I'm driving, I'm going, okay, now, don't look at the car, look at your son. Look at the car, don't look at the car, look at your son. So I get there and the front end of the car smashed in. He had definitely rear-ended somebody. I'm thinking, oh gosh, this is going to hurt his license. So the police officer comes. It's like, oh, jeez. Why did he have to come? He's going to get a ticket, he's going to get cited. And in actuality, I am grateful he did, because the state trooper who came had a background in forensic engineering. He looked at the crime scene and determined it wasn't my son's fault. You see, what happened is the driver of the vehicle swerved all the way across right in front of it and then hit the brakes. There's no way my son could have avoided him. Turns out it was a DUI situation. So there's a situation where I really appreciate that field. All right, what do you do in this field? Well, accident investigation, like I just talked about there. Second, reconstruction of an accident crime scene. So there's a accident takes place and we want to make sure what happened, how it happened. A forensic engineer can help remodel that. Product safety. If there is a possibility that a device should be recalled, a forensic engineer will do that. And lastly, analysis of fitness material. Will a structure stand up? There was a case in Kansas City where a catwalk was used with substandard material. That metal weakened under stress. A forensic engineer identified the problem. All right, now, next, as we talked about before, forensic ondometry. This is an individual who uses dentistry to solve crimes. Okay, what are the requirements for this? Well, first, of course, you have to degree in dentistry, DMD, doctors in medical dentistry. And then you have to have supervised internship. Again, I said you'll often see that inside of these. All right, now work to be done. Dental matching, to see if a pattern we find can be matched to a specific person. Bite impressions, we talked about that before. And then lastly, identify information. We don't talk about this as much because we have DNA now, but a lot of times the quicker way, if there is a body that's badly burned, the dental structure will remain undamaged. We can use those dental records to match up with a presumed person that there is. All right, next field is medical examiner. We talked about this one as well. This individual examines documents to determine authenticity of documents or matching of suspects. Handwriting. All right, requirements. Degree in criminalistic field, so some kind of criminal justice sort of degree, and then apprenticeship in a document examination program. So you'd actually have to go into some specified coursework in this field to get approved to do the work to be done. Communication of counterfeits and fraudulent documents, handwriting matching. Those are the two main things that a QED, question document examiner will do. All right, trace, toxicology and trace analysis. Individual test samples to determine presence of materials found at a crime scene. Now, a lot of times you'll see, they'll run the labs on these crime shows. You would literally not go in the field if you're involved with trace. You just sit in a lab all day long running tests. That is your job every day, all day. Requirements, some degree in physical sciences, chemistry, physics, and background in chemistry or pharmacology. All right, what is to be done? Analyzing of blood samples or trace evidence found, and that's it. All day long, that's all you do is you run analysis, GC, mass spec, TLC, gas chromatograph, all those kinds of things, maybe HPLC, high pressure liquid chromatography, in order to determine what is in the samples that we have. All right, and that's it. We're done. Hopefully not too bad. Take care. God bless. Bye.